Following the law doesn't actually pay, especially in the context of the country that I live in. Welcome to the Intellectual Conversations with a Gigantic Intellect. Today I want to talk about why following the law doesn't actually pay, especially in South Africa. I'm not in any way promoting that people should engage themselves in criminal activities, but I'm merely pointing out the realities of where we live, where we find ourselves as a country. Weeks ago I spoke about the incentives, how incentives would normally promote a certain behavior, a certain narrative, a certain trait, a certain character among the people. When you see a lot of people that are successful being the people that are engaged in criminality, then how do you expect that the average people are going to follow the law? People get surprised with the Soweto residents and everyone in the country that breaches the electricity. But these people have seen, these people are not stupid. They've seen that we once had a president, even to this day, we had presidents that were engaged in illegal activities. We had ministers that were engaged in illegal activities. We had mayors, premiers, and councillors that are constantly engaging themselves in criminal activities. We have local tenderpreneurship who are thugs and criminals. So why do you expect that the ordinary people are going to follow the law when all they see is people that are thugs being the ones that are being successful in whatever that they do? People are asking questions about the ongoing saga with Phala Phala. People have asked the question about Nkandla and so many of the criminal activities that are being done in this country and no one getting arrested. So why do you expect that people are going to follow the law when all they see is people that are not following the law? People that are not following the law are not being prosecuted. Even if they get prosecuted, they go to jail 1 year, 2 years, they are back. So you want the citizens to follow the law. What is it that they're going to benefit? Because even when you're applying for jobs, it may be jobs, tenders, it may be contracts, whatever thing that you are doing, there's always a corrupt activity that is being done in the process. So when you are following the law, you are in fact disadvantaged. So why do you expect that people are going to follow the law? No one is following the law. No one is following the law because we've seen it from our leaders. We've seen it from the people that are residing within our communities who are engaged in criminal activities. These days, if you can even report a crime to the police officers, the very same police officers that are entrusted with the responsibility of dealing with crime, they will take you to the people that you have reported. They will tell those people, and those people will come for you. So why am I expected to follow the law when everyone is not following the law? When everyone, politician in particular, not following the law? The foundation that our country has been laid on, the incentives in the country, promotes criminality, because people who are engaged in criminality are not being dealt with, are not being punished in a harsh manner. What happens to such people is that they'll go to jail for 2 years, others 1 year, and they get out on parole. That's what we see. And do you expect that people are going to follow the law? Do you really expect that? People are still going to breach electricity. People are still going to mine illegally. People are still going to open spaza shop illegally because our leaders have no moral stand ground. The incentives that they've created, the useless constitution that they call the best constitution in the world, is actually the reason why people is doing as he pleases, because even a thug has rights. Criminals in jail, they eat 3 times a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So they live very nicely. That is the incentives for them to continue committing crimes. If you want something to not happen, then you should have harsher punishments for such an activity. But if you are living in the country that we live in, following the law is going to disadvantage you, and no one wants to be disadvantaged. If they say I must pay bribe for this particular thing, I'm going to pay it. Because if I don't pay it, someone's going to pay it, and I'm going to be disadvantaged. I'm not in any way saying I love crime, I do crime. No, I'm not in a way saying that. I'm merely pointing out the realities that we live in. I don't love that system, but unfortunately, that's the system that we find ourselves in. So I can't be moral, I can't be ethical if people that are committing crime are constantly successful. We've got so many millionaires, people that have so much money, that have got it through criminal elements, people that are doing heists and starting businesses. Money laundering is the order of the day. Then I'm expected as an ordinary person to follow the law. I'm expected. And they deal so harshly with people, with the ordinary people that are not following the law. But yet they are not able to deal with the big fish. Big fish is the likes of Phala, the likes of Bozuma, ministers of the ANC, white people that have perpetuated human crimes. Apartheid system was a very inhumane system, killed so many people, but yet no one was prosecuted for it. So such things, why do you expect that people are going to follow the law when there was a system that killed so many people and no one was prosecuted for it? The chief architects of apartheid were not persecuted, were not prosecuted. People who founded apartheid were not prosecuted. Why do you expect that crime is going to stop? Because the foundation in which you laid your country was an unjust foundation. Hence, it perpetuated crime. It promoted crime. So why do you expect that people are going to follow the law when you yourself don't even follow the law? So this is the gigantic intellect. Know thyself and remember your ancestors. Peace.